are back for another ratchet reality television show review. That is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 5, Episode 6, Mother of All Problems. And girl, this is going to be limited editing. I'm going to tell you that right here, right now, girl. Because I have a whole lot of stuff that I want to say about this here particular situation. Well, kind of, sort of. But I do have my notes here. But I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the rundown of the rundown, girl. So Mimi is there and she's telling Joseline about all of the shit that Carly Red said to her, about Carly Red saying how Joseline said that she was going to blackmail her if she doesn't keep her name out of her mouth. And of course, Joseline is denying the whole situation. But of course, Mimi already know that whole deal. She believes Carly Red over Joseline simply because, number one, Carly Red was a little extra distraught. We already know Carly Red really wants to be Joseline's friend. Why, I don't know. So, and like I said, Mimi already know how Joseline gets down. So she already know that Joseline is telling a big old ugly ass lie, girl. Big old ugly ass lie. Stevie J comes in and he meets Chris for the first time. And of course, I don't know why everyone's so surprised that Mimi is dating the stud. I don't know. I guess they were expecting Mimi to be dating some glamorous girl or something like that. But anyway, Stevie, of course, proceeds to call Chris beautiful. And when he called her beautiful now, Mimi already done told this fool not to call this girl beautiful. She done already put him up on game. Don't be calling her beautiful. She doesn't like to be called beautiful. So he does the shit anyway. And of course, he goes into the whole deal talking about how he would like to be a part of the relationship, how he want to give Chris some she ain't used to. And we already know what that is, girl. We already know what that is. That is give her some of the D. Cause Stevie J has no fucking filter, girl. And he, of course, he's like Joseline. They feel like everybody want their motherfucking ass. But of course, a lot of these dudes, girl, especially if they think they just the shit, they think every woman want them, girl. I guess that's how some of them like to live their motherfucking life. But of course, Chris ain't really here for that shit, girl. We already know, girl. Well, she probably ain't never had now. But she don't want not a damn piece of ding ding. So I don't know why the fuck he doing all that shit. I'm pretty sure he doing that shit just to be extra, read all about it extra. But she ain't here for that motherfucking shit. But he still is, you know, trying to be low-key messy, girl. Trying to be low-key messy like his wife, quote unquote. Tommy shows up and tells Joseline how she done popped up at Scrap house to look for this ugly bitch and how she didn't see no ugly bitch. And of course, then you have Scrap and Stevie J. They decide to go over and basically, I'm not gonna say confront Joseline, even though, you know, Stevie J already know that Joseline is back in Atlanta trying to be low-key messy. So they go over to Joseline, and of course, she sits there and tells them, look, you know, I heard that, you know, Stevie had sex with y'all mama 15 years ago. And at this particular point, Scrap ain't really, girl, he already low-key ain't really feeling Joseline. But at the same time, he's one of those dudes who he doesn't want to disrespect her because disrespecting her would be like disrespecting Stevie J. So, of course, he wants Stevie to put her in her fucking place. But, I mean, like I said, Joseline, she just has no fucking filter. She does not care what Stevie says or anybody else says. She gonna say what the fuck she want to say. So, like I said, she tells them that Stevie done sat there and had sexual relations with KK 15 years ago, and they, of course, they sitting there looking like, hold on, number one, that's moms. You doing a little bit too much now. You just sat there and told my girl that I'm dealing with some ugly ass bitch and got her showing up at my house. Now you gonna sit there and tell me that my uncle sat there and fucked my mama? Of course, we know that KK and Stevie J they not really related, but you know how some people, if you grew up together, you consider each other to be brother and sister, that type of shit. So Scrap is like, look, okay, that's enough all that shit. You need to go ahead on and roll the video. That's what we here for. So they rolled the video, and I don't know what the fuck she was talking about in that video. She was looking crude in the video, girl, but she was talking about something about church and work. I don't know if she was saying that shit because it rhymed. I don't know. I didn't see the whole entire video, so I can't sit there and critique it. But I mean, she was looking cute in the video. That's really all I can give her right there. But she also invited this Dawn chick. Y'all remember the Dawn chick, the one that sat there and put all this shit in the magazines about her and Stevie J not really being married. But she decides to invite the shit because, of course, she want to be messy again. I don't know if she knew some shit about this chick and Tommy, but apparently this chick and Tommy got some type of beef. Apparently this woman was putting, I don't know if she'd been running her mouth saying that something about Tommy and KK. I'm not really even understanding the whole beef that Tommy has with this Dawn chick, but of course she goes to walking up to this chick. Apparently she's drunk. I have no earthly idea. I didn't see her just throwing them back. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that she probably had a couple of things to drink, girl. I'm talking about Tommy here, not Dawn. So she walks up to this girl, talking about, do you know me? And Donna's like, bitch, who are you? Okay, bitch, who are you? So she proceeds to call this girl all kind of bitches and talking about stop spreading my name in the streets, etc., etc. And then the way this bitch fucked up at where she would have got her motherfucking ass decapitated fucking around with me is, bitch, one thing you do not do, you don't go spitting on nobody, boo. You do not go spitting on nobody. That shit took me back to, what the shit is, Flavor of Love, when that girl spit in New York's face. Bitch, that shit'll give me a motherfucking flashback, girl. I'm telling you, when I tell you, I will black out if a bitch spit on me. Like I tell you, I ain't never fought a day in my life. The last time I've been in a little scuffle was in the 5th grade. But if a bitch spit on me, girl, I'm gonna black out. I ain't gonna know what the fuck I'm doing, okay? So if I sit there and I wake up and I'm in a jail cell, I know I done already killed your motherfucking ass. So one of the most disrespectful things you can do is spit on me, bitch. Don't do that. Don't do that type of shit. And she said, I'm pretty sure she missed this girl, but bitch, you spitting toward the camera crew and all this shit, girl. Didn't Mona tell you to spit on somebody? Like I said, I know you want to be an actress, but you doing a little bit too much with all that spitting shit, Miss Tommy, okay? You need to calm your motherfucking ass down. Calm your motherfucking ass down. I don't know what type of acting role you expect to get spitting on, motherfuckers, but I digress. Let me move the fuck on. Tammy is out having dinner with Bambi. They're about to have this double date with Waka Flocka and his friend / brother, Chaz. Now, this dude, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really thinking that he's probably going to be the Bams type. I mean, he one of them type of dude. I guess he's low-key kind of cute, I guess, girl. Not saying he's ugly or anything like that, but this motherfucker sitting there talking about, I ain't never been out on a date, but he got all these motherfucking kids and shit. I'm kind of with Bambi on this situation. How the fuck you got all these kids, but you ain't never been on no damn date, Negro? What the fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, I guess that's something for her to play around with or whatever, but we already know that Waka Flocka and Deb and Tammy and Scrappy, all of them cool. So, you know, by Tammy setting this Chaz dude up on a date with Bambi, I'm pretty sure this is some scripted shit from Mona Scott to have some beef between this dude and Lil Scrappy. I already know, because girl, why would you do some shit like that? But Tammy, I ain't trying to be funny, but girl, why would you set anybody up on a date with her that has any type of relation or even if a friendship with you, Waka and Deb, knowing that you and Lil Scrappy and all y'all cool? You don't do that type of shit. If you're gonna set her up on a date, you set her up with a motherfucker that don't nobody know. That way, if it's some confusion. If it's some confusion, it ain't gonna be no confusion within that little circle. You kind of get what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, I know there's some scripted shit that Mona Scott has set up. But I digress, girl. Rashida back at the shop. She's basically trying to get her mother to have this little sit-down meeting with Mama D, because her and little Scrappy already made up. She wants her mom and Mama D to make up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they made up, they're going to be around each other. She don't want no confusion in the mix between her mom and Mama D. But of course, her mom ain't really having that shit. She feel like Mama D came in the shop. She done had a couple of psychology classes. She think Mama D got a drinking problem, all this type of shit. So she really ain't here for meeting up, sitting there having no conversation with Mama D. She don't really feel like she should have to have a conversation with Mama D. So she continues to tell Rashida no. And of course, Rashida's stepdaughter, she also talks about her, Kelsey. This chick, number one, that's why I tell you can't hire family, because they sit there and they get mad. They don't want to work and they want to show up late and all this type of shit. Apparently, she in her feelings because Rashida and Kirk don't want to sign her to this. Like, motherfucker, you sung one goddamn song, okay? You was all right, but you didn't sung one song at a club that Mona Scott done set up and had a couple of people come, and you automatically think you need to be signed to some type of label. I mean, maybe I'm missing some shit on that I don't know about. Maybe you got some records or some shit on the internet, on iTunes or something that I don't know about. But how the fuck you just expect to be signed to some shit and you ain't put in no damn work? That's why I tell y'all, that's where that privilege shit come in at. So Kelsey, sit your ass down, come to work. Like I said, that's why I would never hire family in that sense, y'all. I mean, sometimes you just can't mix business with pleasure. You just cannot mix business with pleasure. And this is one of those main situations right here. Motherfuckers who feel like they just want to do what the fuck they want to do. So Kelsey, like I said, you sounded good, boo. But do I think you need to be signed to anybody's label right now? No, you need to put in a little bit more work, boo. That's all. But like I said, Rashida mama, she ain't here for me with Mama D. Mama D and Ernest in the house, girl, doing some old nasty shit. She damn licking her damn fingers and rubbing it on his nipples and shit. Girl, talking about, I know how to get it up. Going licking out her tongue and shit. Girl, that was an awkward ass fucking scene. Going telling him to get the lube, and he talking about, I'm out of lube. I ain't had no money to buy no more. What kind of shit, Mona? For real, you didn't even have to put that up in there, Mona. You didn't even have to put that. I would have been embarrassed for you to even put that shit up in there. Basically, that whole scene was Mama D licking her damn fingers, rubbing on Ernest's nipples, trying to get Ernest's dick hard and asking him to get the lube and all this shit. And he's talking about, I ain't got no more lube. I ain't have no money. Well, you know how to get it up. Basically telling her to put her mouth down on his Peter Wecker. And she basically saying how she paying all the bills and he ain't doing nothing. She's sexually frustrated, etc., etc. Girl, he telling her, well, maybe you knew all this shit before you married me. You knew I was an ex-con just getting out of prison, all this type of shit, and you got me feeling like I'm staying at an extended stay, living out my damn suitcase. Well, then again, Mama, then you just sat there and put a ring on this motherfucker. Well, you done let this man put a ring on your goddamn finger and marry him, and now you sitting there still trying to treat this man just like he's some fucking outsider. My thing is that you should have waited until he got on his motherfucking feet if you was gonna treat him like this girl. She claimed that she didn't got him 2 jobs. I'm pretty she probably got him a regular job, and his second job is probably working on Love and Hip Hop, because we know he probably get a couple of checks. He might get $1,000 per episode, girl. Might get $1,000 per episode, because I mean you got to pay the people for appearing in the goddamn episodes and shit. But that was basically that whole scene right there. Is her trying to get Ernest dick hard and basically saying he ain't paying none of the bills. Girl, what the fuck was that? Really, Mona? Really? Tammy tells Deb that she set Bambi up on a date with Chaz, and Deb don't really think it's a good idea because she knows that Chaz is, like family to her, and she don't want it to be no confusion between, Lil Scrappy and Chaz, because, they all family or whatever. And Rashida's there because Rashida wants basically Deb to act as the mediator between her mom and Mama D, okay? And since Deb knows both of them, she's like, okay, I really don't have no problem with that now. Rashida does find out that, Tammy done set up Bambi on this date with Chaz. So she already know, they all friends. Tammy, a little Scrappy, and Bambi, all of them friends. So like I said, they all friends. So that's why one of the main reasons why you shouldn't set up a relative with one of your homegirls, knowing that your homegirl's ex is your husband's friend. Girl, this girl, extra, read all about it, extra in that whole little situation right there. But Deb don't think it's a good idea, but she does agree to be the mediator between Rashida's mama and Mama D. Stevie wants Joseline to apologize to Scrap, Sass, and KK for basically spreading rumors that he didn't have relations with her. Now, she basically tell him, look, motherfucker, I'm not apologizing for a motherfucker thing. I won't mention it again, but I'm not going to apologize for it. He was like, but I told you it didn't happen. She was like, well, I wasn't there, so I can't sit there and say whether it happened or it didn't happen. So she's basically like, look, I told you I won't mention it no more, but I'm not apologizing to no damn body. Because she's, again, Joseline. She's the Puerto Rican princess, and she feels like she owns Atlanta. The King family goes to visit Dollar's gravesite, and KK, she's breaking down, y'all. She's breaking down, and I can totally understand that whole scene because it took me a while to be able to go and visit my dad and my brother's gravesite after they passed. It took me a while to do that because it's like almost going there. It's almost like, reliving it all over again. And I'm one of those people. I'm kind of weird. I almost feel like I don't want to leave them there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want them to be left out here by themselves. You kind of get what I'm saying? So I totally understand where she was coming from by breaking down, not being able to go there for several years because she felt like, number one, she would have to relive it, and she felt like she would have to let him go by actually accepting the fact that he's in that ground. He's never gonna, be with them again, basically. So I can totally understand that scene, and it was very, very emotional for me because, like I said, I can totally relate to that whole situation right there, whether or not that was fake or scripted or whatever. I could feel the emotion through the screen on that particular scene right there. Number one, she ain't having no makeup. I could tell she was for real in that one. Rashida done set up this brunch with her mama, Mama D, Deb, Lil Scrappy, and Mama D done bought her husband, y'all. Mama D come busting up in there talking about who is this Pearline, Shirlene, Earline, just coming out already throwing shade, y'all. Of course, they not able to come to any type of consensus. They going back and forth, and Mama D and her husband. First of all, Rashida mama was like, who is this dude? And she was like, that's my husband. Girl. And he spilled the beans saying that Mama D got a drinking problem. Basically saying how, she mad because he ain't have no lube and all this type of shit. And girl, they just going back and forth. Little Scrappy on about to have a goddamn asthma attack because boo. Number one, he didn't find out that his mama got a drinking problem. Now he hearing about some motherfucking lubrication, her sucking on Ernest Peter Welker and all this type of shit. It was just a whole lot of extra shit. And she pulling out goddamn feathers, pretending like she doing voodoo and all this type of shit. Girl, it was some extra motherfucking shit. And of course, Deb spilled the motherfucking beans because Rashida was saying how Scrappy told her that Mama D always interfering in his relationships, and that's one of the reasons why he can't keep no woman, and Deb spills the beans that Bambi is dating her nephew Chaz and all this type of shit, girl. And of course he finds out that Rashida knew about it, and I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be some shit with that whole little situation right there again. So Rashida mama and Mama D, they didn't come to no consensus. Deb is like, you know what, this shit ain't gonna never be squashed because Mama D needs some dick. Mama D needs some dick. That's what her problem is. It ain't the girl. It ain't that she drunk. She might be drunk, but she needs some ding ding in her life, girl. But like I said, Lil Scrappy almost had an asthma attack in that whole little situation. And that's, girl, that's that right there in that whole little situation right there. But bitch, these next episodes that's coming up, girl, I ain't here for it. Carly Red's, is she supposed to be fucking Scrap now? Yeah, motherfucker, wasn't you just dating Life Jennings? Now you all of a sudden kissing on Scrap, girl? And I already know it's gonna be some shit between Carly Red and Tommy. Now, what the fuck is this? Everybody fucking everybody? And then you got Jessica Dime FaceTime and Lil Scrappy. And why the fuck did you feel the need to go over and approach Bambi with this? Bambi wasn't fucking with you. After you told Bambi, yeah, you know I'm talking to Scrappy, Bambi was like, okay, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know, like, okay, whatever. You FaceTime Lil Scrappy, you date Lil Scrappy. Now, what does that have to do with me? Why the fuck did Jessica Dime get upset with Bambi? Because she don't want to get upset with you for you talking to Lil Scrappy. See, that just lets me know, bitch, you just want to be relevant. Because how you gonna get mad at me for not being mad at you? Anyway, family, that is my recap and review of this fucking ratchet-ass reality television show. I want y'all to tell me what y'all thought about it down in the comment section below. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.